Thank you very much for attending today here in Portland Police Department. I'm Mark DuBois, the police chief. With me here I have resident agent in charge of the Portland office, Chris Peavy, Lieutenant Nicholas Goodman, who runs the Criminal Investigation Division. I have Myrna Gonzalez, who is the mother of Miguel Oliveras, and Detective Jeff Tully, who's been working on this case. The reason we have this conference today is we've had some new developments in this case, and we're working very diligently over the last 4 or 5 months. And we've partnered with the FBI throughout this investigation, but more so recently to request some more information from the public. So Resident Agent in Charge, Chris Peavy, is going to make some statements and explain what the FBI is doing here today and their contribution to this investigation.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christopher Peavy. I'm the Supervisory Senior Resident Agent for the FBI in Maine. 18 years ago, 24-year-old Miguel Oliveras vanished without a trace. Our hearts are with his family, especially his mom, Myrna, who's been haunted by his mysterious disappearance for years. The FBI's Southern Maine Gang Task Force has been working with the Portland Police Department to locate Miguel, and despite extensive investigative efforts, we still don't know where he is. That's why today we are renewing our call for the public's assistance, and the FBI is announcing a reward of up to $10,000 for information leading to Miguel's location or the recovery of his remains. Our goal with this reward is to incentivize anyone with information about Miguel's whereabouts to come forward and contact us. Miguel was born in Boston, was well loved by his family, and was last seen here in Portland back in 2006 at the Platinum Plus Club on Riverside Street. We strongly believe someone out there knows what happened to him after he left the club, which is why we're asking anyone with information to come forward. You can contact us at 1-800-CALL-FBI or submit a tip online at tips.fbi.gov. We'd like to be able to provide his family with some much-needed closure. In the meantime, we'll continue to support our partners here at Portland PD. We've offered them investigative, technical, and analytical support to help them close this case. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. I just want to really emphasize the importance of this for their family and to get some answers and some closure for them, to get some resolution with locating Miguel. You know, the family's been dealing with this for 18 years, and they've been relentless in their search for him. So I think it's extremely important the significance of any information and how important it would be to help the family and obviously the investigation. And just out of respect for the family, they don't want any comments, so they're not going to make any comments, but they came up from Boston today, obviously, to be here for this. It's very important to them. Thank you. Any questions?
Can you share anything about what the new developments were that led to this reward?
See, anything? Go ahead.
Yeah, we probably can. I'm Lieutenant Nick Goodman. I worked in the Criminal Investigation Division. Detective Tully and Detective Haggerty are actually the primary detectives working the case. We're not going to really get into details on specifics of the case, but we have had movement. We always talk about the football or the pendulum needle moving. We had movement in that direction of positive gains for us, and that's kind of what we're hitting on now. So we reached out to the FBI to give us that little push that we think we need to hopefully take this to the finish line and bring Myrna and her family. We talk about closure, but I don't even know if it's going to be closure, but just steps in the direction of finding out what happened to her son.
Do you believe that he's dead? And obviously it sounds like that's what you believe, and you're hoping that somebody can lead you to his remains, and I know the family is seeking disclosure.
Yeah, it's easy for us to talk about death, right, because it's not our child. I've talked to Myrna, quite a bit over the last 3 or 4 months. Most every week we're on the phone or texting, or I drive down and meet with her and the detectives down in Boston. Is it logical that he's deceased? Probably. But again, it's easy for us to say that because it's not our child. There's always hope, that he is alive and out there, but we ran down those leads long ago, whether it's the hospitals or different clinics, wondering if he has a head injury or forgot who he was. We kind of went over all that back in 2006. We didn't come up with anything. So most logical answer is probably yes, but
Well, I believe there was this original theory that he was lured up here, possibly the victim of murder, because he had some, in possession of a cell phone that had names and numbers containing known drug dealers. And now I see at the top of this press release, Southern Maine Bureau of the FBI, Southern Maine Gang Task Force. So is this all sort of, does anything ever come of that phone, for example?
yeah, we would get into details of that, or specifics with the open investigation. I think that was released partly back in 06, 07 when we started the investigation, but we wouldn't comment on that now.
Were you able to identify any of the people who left, that person who left the club with Miguel?
Yes, we've identified, everybody that we have identified, we've borderline talked to all of them. I don't think there's a lot of people that we don't know who was involved at this point.
Has the ex-girlfriend, Deanna, been cooperative in the investigation?
I'm not gonna get into that either, right now.
Were there ever any suspects, and do you believe anyone at the club was involved in this?
We have a working theory, but we're not gonna get into it with, you guys right now. We do have a working theory. We've shared part of that with families. We haven't even shared some of this with a family, because we don't want that information out. If we give the information out, it leads to, people making up ideas to try to get a reward, and that's not what we want. We want people to come forward with the truth so we can put some of this behind us for the family and they can move forward.
I know the family isn't interested in answering questions, but would you feel comfortable just explaining to the folks who are watching that this has been 18 years of you waiting for closure?
Was that a question or a statement? I couldn't.
I
What was that?
was asking if she wanted to not take any questions.
No, Myrna doesn't want to take any questions. Yeah.
Can people give information anonymously?
Sure. We have the wanted posters have tip lines on it. The FBI's is on it. Portland PD's is on it. We have a line that you can. I think it's 874-8575, area code 207. You can be anonymous. You can leave a tip. You can leave an anonymous message on the phone on the tip line as well.
Have any of these reward offerings produced any results? I know we did something similar not too long ago in northern Maine.
I know. Specialist PB could probably answer that better than me.
Do people really come forward?
They do, and there have been cold cases closed. Sometimes, as we were talking about before this with the family, it can provide an incentive if there are nefarious circumstances that occurred. There's less fear this far out, and then someone might be incentivized, and this might provide the incentive to come forward. I just want to clarify the background for the Southern Maine Gang Task Force is we actually work here in the building. We have an office on the 3rd floor. That's the close relationship we have with Portland Police Department. So that's kind of their nexus to the FBI, and that's why we're providing these services. So it's not to say anything about the circumstances of this situation.
Imagine detectives in Boston was pretty helpful with the investigation. Is that correct? Is it fair to say?
I haven't interacted with detectives in Boston. I know Lieutenant Goodman has.
I'll just say, yeah, we've worked closely with them during this investigation, especially most recently.
Time for one more question, if anybody has one. All right.
Okay,
Thank you all very much.
thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Good job. Hey, good job. Thank you for the money. Do you carry that money on you? No, it's fine. Yeah, it actually, like, with the draw from, like, the for towns and kids. Yeah. Like,
Go this way.
yeah, cool question.